Hey everyone, welcome to the video update that I'm going to be giving here on Bitcoin. Before I get started, of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion here on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at things. So, according to this, I think you can still hear me. Leave me a comment here in the chat, just in case you can't. I've had some series of unfortunate events happen with my machine, so I'm a little handicapped right now. I'm using my laptop, which I'm usually using a PC. So let me know if you're having any issues hearing me. All right, so I want to focus on Bitcoin right now, the price action that we currently have in front of us. I think that there are a few things that I'm watching here. So I want to take a look at this. Take a look at the downtrend that we have had so far. I'm going to kind of zoom out on this just a little bit. Hope you can still see this okay. So I do believe that we do have a little bit of a top up here, and this the top. Happened to be at the top of the channel. And this was again at about 74, almost 7,500. It topped out about 74.75. And then we've basically been going down ever since. So we had a good swift move down, and then we had a retrace, and then we had basically another move down to finish at least what I thought was a 3. So this could be like a leading diagonal of sorts. I don't believe that this is really the finish of this corrective move. I actually think that we do have some more downside ahead of us. As you can see here, I'm sort of projecting, after we had this move down here, I'm projecting that we have, this move up that I think is finished. I think we're probably going to come down. We have some support here at about 67.75. So this is important support for us to hold. If you're a bull, this is the support that we need to have continue to hold. Okay. I do think ultimately we can go up. We can touch 7,000, maybe a little bit higher than that. It could overthrow just a little bit, but there's a lot of horizontal support and resistance in this entire area. What I want to actually do, and I don't do this very often, I'm going to go to a completely different chart, and I want to look at it. And again, I'm looking just for the next, say, 24 to 48 hours. So I'm not looking at the huge trend here. I'm looking at just our micro trend that we've got. So let me take a look at Bitcoin on the Coinbase chart, and if there's anything on here, which it looks like there is, I'm going to clear it all out. And I want to outline what we've got going on here. So what I'm going to use my fib channel. I'm not going to use my channel that I've got in here. So again, we have our parallel channel that we sometimes use. I'm going to use my fib channel, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to be using the fib channel. First, I'm going to identify the top, and I'm going to go down to a 30-minute time frame, and I'm going to kind of, again, zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to mark off this top right here. I'm going to go straight across. Okay, I'm going to get as close as I can. I think I did pretty good there. I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to use my candle closures on a 30-minute time frame because this channel that we've got here has actually been pretty good. This has been looking really, really good for us. So we got our top right here, and let me just go ahead and move this to the left, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so these candles are a little bit bigger for you guys to see. All right, so we've got our top here, and we've got our bottom here looking at candle closures. And then what do we have? Okay, so we've got our support here. We come down and we hit it again. We tag it as support, a front run, and then we skyrocket up. But also, in the middle of this, we had a retest of the median, a good rejection at the median, okay? And then we had our run up. We had a little bit of resistance here. We pushed up, and then we got pulled right back into it and fell through. And we were consolidating below it, and then we came back into it again to the median. And then we just recently, 15 minutes ago, we came down here to the median again. And now we are getting to that point where we're going to be trying to test the upper again. So we did test the upper right here, and then we came down to the median. It does look like this is going to be support preliminarily. I think that this is going to be a little bit of support. We're probably going to try and push back up here again, potentially push ourselves back up into this. Again, we were looking at about 7,000, maybe a little higher than 7,000. I think that it's very possible that that is what happens. But the reason why I wanted to use the fib channel, let's talk about why I want to use the fib channel here, okay? Because I have the ability to expand the channel very, very easily. So I'm going to go into the properties of my fib channel, and I want to take a look at an expansion. So you can see here, we've got the 0, we've got the 50, which is the green, and the 100, okay, of our channel. I want to expand that. I want to get 1.5, and then I also want to get a negative 0.5. I don't, yep, here it is right there, negative 0.5. And let's go ahead and put in a negative 2. And I'm also going to throw in a negative 1. I'm going to make these white. Okay, here we go. So what I've got here is my basically 100% expansions. So we've got the green line as our median. We have the yellow lines as the bottom and the top of the channel. We have the red lines as a 50% expansion, both to the upside and to the downside. And then we have our white, which is 100% expansions to the bottom and to the top. Now, why is this important? Because when you have a clearly defined range, a lot of times these expansions gravitate to 100% expansion. A perfect example is right here. And again, you guys, I do not prepare any of this ahead of time. I saw this channel and I decided that it was appropriate for me to identify this. So this is not something that I prepared ahead of time, okay? This is also not coincidence that this is a 100% expansion to the downside. This is where I would expect support to be. And this is almost to the tick, you guys. Like if I pull out my magnifying glass and I go down here and see where that goes, it overshot it just a teeny little bit, okay? But it was perfect. It was perfect. Now, what we haven't done, we haven't expanded 100% to the upside yet, which would bring our target to the upside, you know, we'll call it 7250. We did go, and we can see we had support here at the 50% expansion to the upside. We haven't tested, you know, the 100% expansion to the upside. Doesn't mean that we have to, and maybe we won't. But if we breach 7,000 again, if we start closing an hourly candle over 7,000, very good chance this does continue to move to the upside, okay? I'm going to move down to a 3-hour time frame here just to kind of show you guys, you know, some important levels that you should all be paying attention to, okay? Okay, I'm going to be zooming in here, and what I can see based on this, I'm going to a, you know, a higher level time frame. What I can see here based on this and this right here, we've got a channel that is already defined. I'm actually not going to use this. I am going to use my parallel channel for this. You know, a lot of times people are going to criticize charts that look a little atrocious because they've got all kinds of lines on here. You know, this is how it happens. You see some of these things, and you know, this is where people start to get, you know, maybe a little bit anxious because there's so much going on the chart. So I've got two things going on here. I've got my horizontal channel, and I also have my rising channel, right? I think both of these are valid, okay? We've got nice confluence here. We've got 2 touches down here to create the channel. And then look at how many we have up here on the top. There's a ton up there to the top. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches to the upside. And we're trying. We are trying to continue to move and create another touch at the top here. Again, it's going to be just on the other side of 7,000. If we go another 3 hours, you know, to the upside, comes to about 7,031. But you know, also we have to realize what is starting to form here. So this candle, the last 3-hour candle, I bet if I go to a 4-hour candle, it's going to be looking a little bit better. The 4-hour candle looks very indecisive. It does look like it wants to move down. Okay, it does look like it wants to move down a little bit. So I'm going to expect that if we close this 4-hour candle, which has 9 minutes left in it, if it does close where it's at, if it closes above 69.20, okay, which 69.20, again, this is another reason why charts tend to be messy. okay, because we've got this level. I'm actually going to use a rectangle for this because this is going to be a little bit of a zone here, right here. This zone between 69.18 and 69.31. This zone is resistance, okay? It was support back here on April 10th, and then it was resistance. For a long time it was resistance, okay? It tried to break above it and it didn't. And when it did break above it, it flew, okay? Now we're struggling to break above it again, okay? So again, just more confluence that we need to break above this, we need to close this above 69.25. Ideally, we would close this above 69.31, and we're struggling to. This candle does not look good, okay? This candle does not look like something that I would be willing to buy into. Then also, going back to the hourly, this is going to be the last thing, and then I'm going to leave you guys with this. We have our indicators. We look like we're starting to create a little bit of a top. The hourly is crossing down, okay? So the hourly stochastic that we keep an eye on, you can see right here, we're just in the middle of a fresh cross. It's actually in the middle of confirming right now. So there is about 9 minutes left until this cross is confirmed. The 3 hour is still very erect. The 12 hour is, it's okay. It's okay. It's diverging just a little bit. It's moving to the upside, yes, but it's still not, it's not widely, it's not really separated. The K and the D are not separated as much as I would like. We're still at 27.8 to 29.8, but I mean, look at the 3 hour. The 3 hour still looks pretty erect, but it would surprise me for us to come down. Okay, and then I don't know if you're planning on keeping an eye on divergence, but what we have done, we have created a new high here, but the hourly stochastic is creating a lower high as well. So we can see right here we have a higher high compared to back here, and the last time we had a bearish cross, let me get this in here, last time we had a bearish cross was up here, and we have bearish divergence, and it will be confirmed here in about 8 minutes, okay? So I alerted everybody on the Discord about an hour ago that it's probably a good idea to start going short. Personally, I've not gotten filled on that short yet. I'm waiting for a little bit higher for that to happen, but I do think that we are starting to create, at least on a shorter time frame, bearish divergence. So it would not surprise me one bit for us to come back down to the bottom of this range, at the bottom of this channel, which is going to be back here at about 67.75, okay? That is what I'm going to be paying attention to. That's what I'm going to be watching. I wanted to do a real quick update on this. Still been about 13 minutes into this. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. And, if it did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening. Stay happy and stay healthy, everyone. Take care. Cheers.